First of all, I'd like to give a huge round of applause to the NHL for stupidly deciding to schedule Game 7 of the first round between Dallas and Vegas on the same night that they scheduled Game 1 of the second round between the Hurricanes and Rangers. As a result, these predictions are coming out a few days after the second round has already started, but I preserved the exact same predictions if the schedule hadn't been completely fucked with. For the first round, I had 9 predictions. In the second, I'm going to only have 6, 2 that I think have a 10% chance of happening, 2 a 50% chance, and 2 a 90% chance. I will start off with the first 10% chance prediction, which is I think that there's about a 10% chance that this Vancouver-Edmonton series ends in an actual riot. Like, on the streets, people flipping, burning cars, riot. I was actually shocked to learn that this is only the third time that these two teams will meet in the playoffs and the first time since 1992. You would think that these two teams, both from Western Canada, would be huge rivals, but honestly, they've just never been really good at the same time as each other. As a result, both teams kind of have this weird rivalry with the Flames, but not each other. So here's hoping that this series lights what should be a very natural rivalry between these two teams that are both on the upswing. Thanks, new playoff format. My pick, Oilers in 6. Next up, I think that there is about a 50% chance that the Rangers-Hurricanes series ends in 5 games or fewer. Now, obviously, Game 1 went to the Rangers, but I am going to double down and say I think the Hurricanes come out of this one and win the next 4. The Canes are my pick to win the Stanley Cup. I think they're the most complete and loaded team here. The only area where I think that the Rangers really do have a decided advantage is goaltending, but even then, Freddie Anderson has been playing stupendously to end the season. The Rangers continue to live and die on special teams, and if the Hurricanes can just tighten that up, I think that they walk through the Rangers easily. Canes in 6, just because the Rangers already got 1. Next up, my first 90% prediction. I think that there's a 90% chance that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to fire Sheldon Keefe during the second round, and they are going to bring in somebody just completely batshit dumb for an interview. And I'm talking like batshit, like they bring in Dan Bilesma from out of the woods to interview for head coaching position. Will they do the smart thing, in my opinion, and hire Craig Berube? Probably, but it is going to be a whole fucking ordeal. Next, my second 10%ers, I think that there's actually a 10% chance that the Florida Panthers get swept by the Boston Bruins. Again, I am getting a little bit of a cheat on this because the Bruins already won Game 1, but they dominated, and I think that people are giving the Bruins not quite enough credit for how they shut down the Maple Leafs. Swayman has been an absolute monster in the first round and in Game 1 of the second round. Again, I'm only giving this a 10% chance because I do think that the Florida Panthers are a really, really, really good team, but if Swayman stays hot like this, I think that there is a chance that they could just roll over the Cats. I'm going to pick Boston to win in 7. My second 50%er is that I think that there's a 50% chance that those annoying What a Pro Wants commercials are finally discontinued. Oh my god, NHL, ESPN, ABC, AT&T, whoever, please get those goddamn commercials off of my screen. It is actually offensive how bad that fucking commercial is. And I've seen warlords be less brutal to their subjects than ESPN and AT&T continuing to ram this commercial down our throats. Like seriously, you set up a giant screen in front of Gaza and play this commercial on a loop and that whole conflict will be done in like 2 days because they will unite in their absolute hatred of AT&T. And my last 90% prediction is I think that there's a 90% chance that Alexander Georgiev gets pulled or replaced at some point in this series. Georgiev has been one of the worst goaltenders in the playoffs. It is actually the worst starting goaltender for a team that advanced to the second round, according to Money Puck's goals saved above expected per 60. On the other hand, the Dallas Stars are an offensive juggernaut. They have the highest expected goals for of any team in the second round. I think they are going to absolutely dominate Georgiev, and we'll get a look at Anunin between the pipes. My prediction, Dallas wins in 6.